So this is the mod video where I talk about what mods I have in my no commentary playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. I play no commentary videos. I am just starting and I do it to keep me honest and play more games, play them further through. Hopefully it'll encourage me to do that and have a project. So let's get started on what mods we've got going. First, I have a Reshade. It is called the Shades of Faerun. The preset I'm using is the Willow preset. I have changed the sharpen a bit. I don't know how to change it back, but I think it should be fine. Now let's look in the mod manager to see which mods we got. Installed. We got all-in-one collector total, which lets us auto loot ingredients, books, scrolls, valuables, equipment, and provisions. Locked or trapped containers will not be looted, but will provide a status message. That's good. Otherwise, it'd be too OP. It's already a bit OP, which is why, because of the mods I'm using that let me carry a lot of stuff, I have increased the cost of items in the game and how much, decreased how much you get from selling items in the game settings. I made it high as I could through the base game settings. I think it's a value of 4. Got auto-cast daily spells, which lets you auto-cast things at the beginning of the day, like Long Strider after a long rest, Mage Armor, and such. Hopefully, for casting stuff like Mage Armor, it uses a spell slot, otherwise it'd be too cheaty, and I wouldn't use that, but this could be good. Bath before bed, successfully at the end of the day, lets you clean yourself in a way that it gets rid of dirt and grime, so that in cutscenes you're not just dirty for no apparent reason. It also adds a spell that lets you clean dirt and grime anytime. I probably won't remember to use it that much. Better hotbar with things like auto hide. I didn't use auto hide in the first episode of the playthrough, but hopefully I'll remember to use it next time so that you don't have to look at the UI, which isn't HD at all, which with the way they're recorded, such, or the way I exported whatever happened. Candle Lit Fire is a quality of life mod that allows you to dip your weapon in fire without taking it out of your inventory and setting it on the ground. It's kind of weird the way that you had to take it out instead on the ground. It didn't seem that immersive to me. So this is just better, in my opinion. Class-themed armors. It gives me monk armor, not armor, but monk clothing at the beginning of the game that I wanted to wear as opposed to default. It has, no stats really like the original clothing, but it just looks better. And I dye it in the game with one of the dyes it comes with, so it looks pretty cool. Containers Extended adds auto-sort containers to the game. This mod, Extra Planner, Containers Extended, makes items in them weigh nothing. This Containers Extended starting equipment gives it to those containers to your characters at the start. D8 initiative changes the initiative die to D8 to the vanilla D4. This is pretty good. It makes it a vanilla plus experience, not quite original D&D die, but closer to it, as it adds more variety to the initiative, but stays kind of close to the vanilla experience. Darker black hair, I'm using this. Double carry weight might be overkill, but I have it in there. Enhanced World Tooltips, this is a really indispensable mod, I love it. From extra encounters and mini bosses. Cool. This one should be good. Rewards just to launch in the base game. All enemies are balanced around area level. Free one-time respec button for Origins. I think this is good because it lets me respec character at the start of the game once. And I think that makes sense to say, oh, this character, this was their stats to begin with, rather than having to respec for some odd reason. Well, not odd reasons. Makes sense gameplay-wise, but Highlight North. This is just a simple mod, even though the North will always be facing up on the mini-map. This highlights it. Immediate Cashier. This makes it so when you sell items to vendors, they're not filled with useless items. And install bug fixes. Community bug fix mod with over 500 fixes. There's also the Shadow Heart Fight bug fix. I don't know if this is really a bug, but someone noticed a branching thing in the game files and they brought it back. Marble Die. I like this one. It's simple. More enemies in basic fights. Adds more enemies to generic fights, not biased fights or special events. Enemies are the same type as the basic calendar. Added enemy scale of difficulty works with mods that add extra health to enemies. Increases overall difficulty by approximately 25%. Mistress Spells. I won't go ham on this mod or anything, but it adds 135 new spells. This one, Mistress Scrolls, gives you scrolls, and Mistress Scrolls loot adds the scrolls to loot. Just approvals and arrows and dialogue. I think the approvals and dialogue were a bit OP or cheaty, but I do like the arrows and dialogues. I think those are indispensable. I really like the arrows and dialogues to let you know that you can return back and the dialogue isn't over when you select that option. Adjustable party limit. I won't go ham on this either. I might add 1 or 2 party members. Tactician Enhanced. This one is so you can adjust the difficulty. You don't have to play on Tactician to use it. And I'll use it for sure if I increase my party limit. For the extra party members, I can add extra health to enemies, even extra actions. I probably won't add extra actions though. Smart Stucking Resolver for if your companions get stuck behind you when you jump somewhere or something and they don't jump with you. Cautious Bulger to Faces. I'm using one of these faces for limited character. Unlimited Dying. I might not die clothing and such that much, but this is a quality of life mod for if I do decide to. Waypoints expanded. Adds more waypoints, such as to Denmold Grove. XP rebalance for extra encounters. So with the 2 other mods I have, extra encounters and more enemies mods, that would create too much XP. I would level up quickly. Well, this will bring it back down to normal levels by changing the XP balance. So those are the mods I have there. I also have a couple that I've installed directly to the game files through Nexus mods. One is native camera tweaks that unlocks the camera pitch and zoom and such, which is pretty cool. And I have WASD character movement for an immersive third-person view to use WASD to move the characters. So, pretty cool, huh? Those are the mods that I'm using. And I hope you check out my channel if you would like, or at least this gives you ideas of some mods, and I'll see you next time.